Would make it with like cinnamon apple. Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, welcome, everyone, where we bring you the real stories behind the headlines, the triumphs, the heartbreaks, and everything in between. Today, we're covering a story that's as shocking as it is devastating. Amy Roloff and Chris Marek car accident. Moving car caught fire, and parts of Amy's body were burned in the flames. Amy Roloff's conditions is very critical. She admitted hospital. Amy is fighting death. Today, that journey hangs in the balance after a tragic accident that could change everything. We'll take you through it step by step, drawing from eyewitness accounts, family statements, and medical insights to paint a picture of what really happened. Let's start at the beginning. Who is Amy Roloff, and how did she get here? Amy Jo Roloff, born on September 17, 1962, in Michigan, grew up in a hard-working and supportive family. Standing 4 feet 2 inches tall due to achondroplasia, a form of dwarfism, she refused to let her stature limit her dreams. From childhood, she longed for a life filled with family and adventure. Amy attended Central Michigan University, where she studied business and developed her entrepreneurial spirit. There she met Matt Roloff, a fellow little person with big ambitions. They married in 1987 and built Roloff Farms in Helvetia, Oregon, a 109-acre property that became the heart of their family life. Together, they raised 4 children, twins Jeremy and Zachary, Molly, and Jacob. Zachary, like his parents, was also born with dwarfism, adding unique dimensions to their family journey. In 2006, TLC launched Little People, Big World, chronicling the Roloffs' daily lives, farm challenges, and personal milestones. Over 25 seasons, Amy became admired for her resilience, humor, and faith, balancing motherhood, marriage, and public attention while inspiring countless viewers around the world. But life wasn't always picture perfect. Amy and Matt's marriage faced strains, amplified by the cameras. In 2016, after 27 years together, they divorced amicably, focusing on co-parenting and the farm's future. Amy moved off the farm property but remained deeply involved in family events. She authored books like A Little Me and Short and Simple Family Recipes, sharing her wisdom and culinary passions. Her baking business flourished, and she became a sought-after speaker on topics like overcoming adversity and embracing differences. Then, in 2016, love found Amy again. She met Chris Marek, a real estate agent with a gentle demeanor and a love for motorcycles. Chris, tall and unassuming, was a stark contrast to Amy's previous life, but their connection was instant. They dated for several years, blending their worlds. Amy's chaotic family life with Chris's quieter hobbies. In 2021, they tied the knot in a beautiful ceremony on Roloff Farms, surrounded by loved ones. Chris became a stepfather figure to Amy's kids and a doting grandfather to her growing brood of grandchildren. Their marriage seemed idyllic. Amy often posted on Instagram about their adventures, road trips on Chris's Harley, cozy date nights, and family gatherings. Just last month, on August 1, 2025, Amy shared a photo of her and Chris at a local fair, captioning it, "Loving every moment with my best friend. Life is good." Little did anyone know that tragedy was lurking just around the corner. Chris Marek, born in Idaho in 1962, entered Amy Roloff's life as she was rebuilding after her divorce. Raised in a close-knit family, he developed a love for real estate and the outdoors. Unlike Amy, Chris is of average height, but that never mattered. Their bond was built on respect and affection. Before meeting Amy, Chris worked as a real estate agent in Portland, helping families find their dream homes. A Harley-Davidson enthusiast, he enjoyed riding motorcycles and spending time in nature. They first connected at a charity event, where Chris was drawn to Amy's warmth and energy, while she admired his calm, steady personality. Their romance grew gradually, with Chris appearing on Little People, Big World, and quickly winning fans' hearts. He proposed during a romantic getaway, and in 2021, They tied the knot in a memorable wedding featured on the show. Since then, Chris has been Amy's steadfast partner, sharing adventures, weathering family tensions, and celebrating the joys of grandchildren together. Chris has spoken publicly about how Amy changed his life. In a 2023 interview, he said, "Amy brings light wherever she goes. She's taught me to embrace life's challenges with faith and laughter." Together, they traveled, hosted family barbecues, and even started a small side business selling Amy's baked goods at local markets. Their bond seemed unbreakable until that fateful day. It was a beautiful morning on August 15, 2025. Amy and Chris had planned a simple day trip from their home in Hillsboro, Oregon, to visit Roloff Farms. Amy wanted to check on the pumpkin patch preparations for the upcoming fall season, a tradition she's cherished for years. Chris, ever the supportive husband, was driving their 2022 Toyota Highlander, a reliable SUV they'd purchased for its safety features and space for grandkids. They left home around 9 a.m., stopping for coffee at a local drive-thru. Amy posted a quick Instagram story, "Heading to the farm with my hubby. Excited for some family time." Blessed, the drive along Highway 26 was familiar, winding through picturesque farmlands and forests. Witnesses later reported seeing the couple's vehicle cruising at a steady 55 miles per hour. Nothing out of the ordinary. But around 10:30 a.m., near the town of Banks, disaster struck. According to preliminary police reports, a mechanical failure, possibly a faulty fuel line or electrical short, caused the engine to overheat rapidly. Smoke began billowing from under the hood while the car was still in motion. Chris, sensing something wrong, pulled to the shoulder, but it was too late. Flames erupted from the engine compartment, spreading quickly to the dashboard. Eyewitness accounts paint a terrifying picture. John Harlan, a truck driver behind them, told local news, "I saw smoke, then fire shooting out. The car was slowing down, but the flames were intense. I honked and called 911 immediately." Another witness, Sarah Thompson, who was driving in the opposite lane, said, "It happened so fast. The front of the car was engulfed, and I could see people inside struggling." Inside the vehicle, panic ensued. Chris tried to unbuckle Amy, but the fire had melted parts of the interior, jamming the doors. Amy, seated in the passenger side, was closest to the spreading flames. As the car came to a halt, the fire reached the cabin, igniting Amy's clothing and hair. Parts of her arms, face, and torso were burned in the blaze. Chris managed to kick open his door and drag Amy out, but not before she sustained severe injuries. The fire started small but grew ferocious. Experts later explained that a combination of leaked fuel and hot engine parts created a perfect storm for ignition. The car's movement fanned the flames, turning a potential minor issue into a life-threatening inferno. Amy, trapped in the passenger seat, bore the brunt of it. Witnesses described hearing screams as the fire licked at her side. Chris, in a heroic effort, used his jacket to beat back the flames while pulling her free. But the damage was done. Amy suffered second and third-degree burns to over 30% of her body. Her right arm, shoulder, cheek, and upper chest were the worst affected. The pain was excruciating, with burns penetrating deep into the skin, damaging nerves and tissue. Chris sustained minor burns to his hands and smoke inhalation, but refused treatment until Amy was safe. First responders arrived within minutes. Firefighters from Washington County Fire District extinguished the blaze. The Highlander was a total loss, reduced to a charred shell. Paramedics on scene stabilized Amy, administering IV fluids and pain medication. She was conscious but in shock, muttering prayers and asking about Chris. The couple was rushed to Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center in Portland, a Level 1 trauma center known for its burn unit. Upon arrival at the hospital around 11:15 a.m., Amy was immediately taken to the burn ICU. Doctors assessed her injuries. Third-degree burns require skin grafts and carry high risks of infection and organ failure. Her lungs were compromised from smoke inhalation, leading to respiratory distress. She's on a ventilator, sedated to manage pain, and receiving antibiotics to prevent sepsis. Chris, by her side, gave a brief statement to the press. Amy is a fighter. We're trusting in God and the doctors. Please pray for us. Family members rushed to the hospital. Sons Zach and Jeremy, daughter Molly, and even ex-husband Matt. Grandchildren were kept away, but the family united in vigil. Medical experts we've consulted explain the gravity. Burn victims like Amy face a mortality rate of up to 50% for extensive injuries. She's undergone debridement surgery to remove dead tissue and is scheduled for grafts using donor skin. Fluid loss from burns can lead to shock, and pain management is crucial. Amy's dwarfism adds complexities. Her smaller frame means less reserve for fighting infection. As of today, August 20, 2025, Amy's condition is listed as critical but stable. She's responding to treatment, but doctors warn of a long road. Weeks in ICU, months of rehab, possible scarring, and mobility issues. She's fighting death with every breath, her faith and family fueling her will. The news hit the Roloff family like a thunderbolt. Zach Roloff, Amy's son and fellow LPBW star, posted on Instagram, "Mom is the strongest person I know. She's in God's hands now. Thank you for the prayers." His wife Tori shared a photo of Amy with their kids, captioning, "Heartbroken but hopeful. Grandma Amy, keep fighting." Jeremy Roloff, now an author and podcaster, flew in from out of state. He told reporters, "This accident reminds us how fragile life is. Mom's spirit is unbreakable." Molly Roloff, the quieter sibling, has been at the hospital daily, coordinating meals and support. Even Matt Roloff, despite past tensions, visited with fiancée Karen Chandler. "Amy and I have our history, but she's family. We're all pulling for her," he said. Grandchildren like Jackson, Lila, and Bode are being shielded, but they've sent drawings and messages. The family's faith plays a big role. Amy's Christian beliefs have always been central, and prayer chains are active worldwide. Fans have flooded social media with support. Hashtags like Pray for Amy and Amy Strong trend, with thousands sharing stories of how Amy inspired them. Oregon State Police are investigating the crash. Initial findings point to a manufacturing defect in the Toyota Highlander's fuel system. A recall was issued for similar models in 2024, but the Roloff's vehicle wasn't affected, or so they thought. Experts speculate a hidden flaw caused the leak. No other vehicles were involved, ruling out foul play. Chris's quick actions likely saved Amy's life, but questions linger. Why did the fire spread so fast? Could routine maintenance have prevented it? Toyota has issued a statement. "We're cooperating fully and saddened by this incident." Lawsuits may follow if negligence is proven. Road safety advocates use this as a cautionary tale. Regular vehicle checks and fire extinguishers can make a difference. Amy Roloff has touched lives far beyond the farm. Through LPBW, she educated on dwarfism, advocating for inclusivity. Her books share recipes and life lessons, emphasizing family and faith. She's spoken at conferences inspiring little people and parents. Her baking empire, Amy Roloff's Lil Kitchen, donates to charities. Even in pain, Amy's story motivates. Fans recall episodes where she overcame surgeries and heartaches, always bouncing back. If she pulls through, and we believe she will, this could be another chapter of resilience. Chris hasn't left the hospital. Friends say he's devastated but strong, holding Amy's hand, whispering encouragements. In a touching moment, he shared, "Amy's my everything. We'll get through this together." His motorcycle club organized a fundraiser, raising $50,000 for medical bills. Third-degree burns destroy skin layers, requiring grafts. Amy's treatment includes hyperbaric oxygen therapy and physical therapy. Success rates vary, but with top care, survival is possible. Scars may remain, but reconstructive surgery helps. Amy's age, 62, is a factor, but her fitness aids recovery. From Australia to Europe, fans sent cards and donations. A GoFundMe hit $100,000 in days. Celebrities like dwarfism advocates have chimed in, offering support. Amy's fight continues. Updates suggest slight improvement. She's off the ventilator briefly. We end with hope. Amy Roloff, little in stature, giant in spirit, will rise again. More update. Amy Roloff shares special life update. And Roloff family reunites at Amy and Chris see adorable pics. And Amy Roloff gives Chris Marek huge gift. I will explain everything. LPBW Roloff's son rushed to hospital, Amy by his side. Whether it's the long-running show or social media, fans have followed the Roloff family on Little People, Big World for years. One of the Roloff sons reportedly needed to be brought to the hospital, as reported recently. A number of viewers saw that Amy Roloff, the matriarch of the family, was present with her son. The 2006 season of the TLC show Little People, Big World first aired. The principal characters in the show were the Roloff family. Zach, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob, together with Matt and Amy, were the original leaders. Zach, Amy, and Matt are all dwarfs, as we see on the show. Amy and Matt's 2016 divorce came after they were married for 27 years, from 1987 to 2016. Amy with Chris Marek in 2021 after that. Fans have recently seen Amy's active family life on social media. The Roloff family's MVP is Amy, according to one fan. An additional commenter elaborated, saying, "She truly is such a wonderful mom/grandma and is always there to help when her family needs her." What a relief to hear that Jacob is doing well. Photo evidence of Amy's hospital visit with her son Jacob, who was lying in a bed, was included in the article. "Remember to drink plenty of water," the caption said. Yesterday, Jacob arrived to the emergency room after suffering from heat stroke and exhaustion. No less so if your job requires you to operate outdoors or in an agricultural setting. Exercise caution, please. He's starting to feel better, but he's far from fine. He was abducted by Amy, who is an angel. "I wanted to spend the night with Mateo so I could save up some energy for being a mom the following day. What a wonderful mother she is." Of the 4 children born to Amy and Matt, Jacob George is the youngest. He resides and works on the family farm, as mentioned in the post. Isabel Sophia Rock, who is thought to have shared the image, is believed to be his wife. Mateo was born to the happy couple in the latter half of 2021. Us Weekly said that Jacob departed Little People, Big World before any of his siblings. He had already used Instagram to explain his choice in March 2025. "This spring marks 10 years since I received my money from the show. I was a part of it for more than 10 years of my life," he noted. "I was 18 when I eventually got the agency's okay to not sign the contract. After that, I ran away from home, partly because I hated reality TV." Numerous admirers have praised Amy for her unwavering support of her family following the recent post. Some viewers of Little People, Big World wished they might have a friend or family member like her. Among the remarks were, "Her charm has always been apparent to me. In my opinion, she has never left her children's side. That's why it was so painful for me when Z and T treated her so coldly for a couple seasons. At times, it was downright unpleasant to watch. Everything seems to have changed for the better now, and her kids are really nice to her. Her deservingness is undeniable. Amy is lovely. I adore her. She has endured a great deal with Matt, but she has fought to keep her family united and keep her head down. If you needed her, Amy would lay down her life for you. How may I be of assistance? Even as a granny, she appears to be fantastic." He may have wanted his mom to be there, Jacob. I know, right? A wonderful mother-in-law as well. In a perfect world, she would be my mother or mother-in-law. She's not flawless, but my goodness, she's always there for her kids. Amy Roloff shares special life update. Since the family sitcom Little People, Big World has departed from TLC, fans are understandably wondering about the cast members' current activities. According to Amy Roloff's most recent social media posts, she recently revealed some big news about her life. What then was her argument? One consequence of Little People, Big World's cancellation after season 25 is the absence of any TLC cameras in the area. In addition, actors like Marek, Amy Roloff, and others no longer need to rearrange their lives to accommodate their hectic filming schedules. The members of the Little People, Big World cast may now devote a great deal of their time to other pursuits because of this. For instance, Amy has returned to Michigan to visit her dad and other family members. This paves the way for additional travel and romantic evenings with Chris. Everyone has been putting this extra time to good use, even Amy. Many fans still follow the cast members' social media accounts to find out what they're up to now that Little People, Big World is no longer in production. Amy Roloff recently informed her numerous online fans of some important news. It has come to light that Amy Roloff is currently occupied with her role as a substitute teacher. She had the experience of dealing with fourth graders on a recent day. Amy received a handwritten note of gratitude from her entire class. She expressed her gratitude, calling it a sweet gesture that brightened her day, with the caption, "A wonderful day being the substitute teacher for a fourth grade class today." Amy Roloff shared a brief video with her Little People Big World followers, summarizing the day she had. They were fantastic. Amy Roloff has apparently found something meaningful to occupy her time, and many Little People Big World fans are glad for her. Viewers were quite vocal in their reactions to her most recent video, which detailed her day at school. Comments like, "They are so lucky to have you," came from a single person. Someone else added, "That's incredible that they did that." Fifth was my daughter's favorite grade to teach. They adore you." Another added, "I really think it would be incredibly helpful for a lot of kids from different backgrounds to hear your voice read aloud from a series of children's books. It's so warm and friendly and comforting." Roloff family reunites at Amy and Chris see adorable pics. According to the most recent reports popping up on social media, it was a Christmas family reunion themed like Little People, Big World. The pictures speak for themselves. Members of the Roloff family from all around came to visit Amy Roloff and Marek at their home to deliver them good news and cheer. Official word that the long-running program Little People Big World was canceled came down the line after some time. However, Little People Big World supporters guessed it immediately when Zach Roloff and Tori Roloff declared their intention to depart after season 25. An informant recently said that, of all the Roloff family members, only Matt Roloff desired to see additional seasons of Little People, Big World filmed. No longer do the rest of the family have to plan their life around a TLC filming schedule, and for that they are grateful. Several branches of the Roloff family gathered at Amy Roloff and Marek's house for a Christmas reunion, according to the most recent Little People Big World updates circulating. Reconnecting and spending quality time together was a treat for many of the cousins. Even Tori, Isabel, and Audrey Roloff, all of the Roloff wives, were in a photo that Amy Roloff published. Many viewers of Little People Big World like seeing how the family has managed to set aside its differences in order to celebrate Christmas together. The fact that Amy Roloff and Marek hosted the recent Roloff family Christmas gathering is what makes it noteworthy. Pictures of Matt Roloff and Karen Chandler that have been circulating do not include them. It appears like Zach and Matt Roloff's dispute is still going strong. On the other hand, it's encouraging to see the Roloff cousins and wives gather for this particular celebration. It appears like some fences are being worked on, even if not all of them have been repaired just yet. And in the end, that's all anyone can ask for. The fact that several branches of the Roloff family set aside their disagreements to spend quality time with the children and Amy's grandchildren on this particular holiday is something that many Little People Big World fans are happy about. Amy Roloff gives Marek a huge gift. Famous Little People Big World star Amy Roloff recently showered her husband Marek with an extravagant present. What, then, did Amy do differently this time to impress her partner? The news that Little People Big World will end after season 25 has opened up a lot of doors for everyone involved. Following Zach and Tori Roloff's announcement that they were formally departing the show, many people could see it coming, with Zach and Tori's family pulling out. The show was effectively canceled even before official confirmation came because most viewers thought they would be the ones to carry it forward. On the bright side, couples like Amy Roloff and Marek no longer have to worry about fitting their activities and spending time together around TLC filming schedules. Amy Roloff recently received a thoughtful present for Marek, which they were able to appreciate together thanks to the extra time they now have to themselves. Amy, it seems, went out and bought 2 tickets to a Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert. Amy Roloff posted a brief excerpt from the show on social media. "My gift to us," Amy remarked, describing the occasion and the unique present she had gotten for Marek. "Both of us are experiencing Trans-Siberian Orchestra for the first time. It was fantastic. They only have a Christmas performance, yikes," according to one commentator. "Impressive, to say the least, you two. That is a fantastic picture." Another person chimed in. Many viewers of Little People, Big World were dubious about Marek and Amy Roloff's relationship when it first began. The couple has demonstrated time and time again that their love and bond are authentic. Amy and Chris can now live their life without turmoil. And the cameras now that Little People Big World has been officially canceled. Even though many of the TLC scenarios on the show were inflated for dramatic effect. Even while not everyone on the cast is glad the program is ending, fans appreciate seeing how Amy Roloff and Marek are enjoying the additional time they have. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.